Hey guys, welcome to another episode here on CrossFit Garage, where I am trying to help you guys lay a firm foundation in fitness, food, and finances so that you can be healthy and fit now as well as in your 90s. And I've said this multiple times, it's just consistency. Find a plan that you'll actually do and then do it every day for the rest of your life. It's literally that easy. There's a great scene. Oh man, I need to go find this. See if I can pull it up. There's a great scene in Central Intelligence where The Rock is talking to his partner, and let me go find it.
Dude, you used
All right, here it is. Hopefully you can hear this.
Look at you. This is like a total transformation, man. You look like Hercules or somebody. What did you do? Come on, man, give it to me. What did you do?
I didn't do much, really.
Stop it.
All right, well, I just did one thing.
Well, come on, I need to know.
I worked out 6 hours a day, every day, for the last 20 years straight. I mean, anybody could do it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I've gotten into hot yoga.
He got into hot yoga. I mean, that's it. That's literally it. So hopefully it came across. It just wasn't a bunch of silence there. But Dwayne says back to, I did just one thing consistently for the last 20 years, 6 hours of working out a day. I mean, legitimately, that's it. So it's today what we're going to talk about is food tracking. And I'm going to go into the open first, but we're going to talk food tracking. So this coming February 1st, I want everybody to track their food for 2 weeks. I don't even care what you do, just track it, because the whole act of tracking is going to put attention onto what you eat. And man, who said it? Was it Brian? I don't know. Somebody said, yeah, I was tracking my food and realized that I eat a lot of snacks. And that could be it right there. Oh, it was Jeff. Jeff Lee said, I realized I ate a lot of snacks. I just started cutting back on my snacks. I didn't need to snack. I just snacked because I thought I wanted to eat something, right? So a lot of times a cue for or when you go to eat, the cue is actually your body saying, I am thirsty. So just drink something and see if that fixes it. Keep some tea or water or whatever around. Also, so weirdly right now, I'm back on my no caffeine kick. So I'm actually going to test something out, test and measure. My testosterone jumped, doubled. And I think it was because I started drinking a lot of caffeine. So I'm going to get off of caffeine, go get my blood tested, and see if it's dropped back down. If it did, then the independent variable that I controlled right there was caffeine. So I can dose myself back up. So weirdly, I don't have caffeine issues. I can drink as much coffee as you want and go right to sleep. It just doesn't do what I think it's supposed to do, or at least it doesn't have that particular effect. Anyway, okay. So we're going to talk food tracking. So February 1st is coming. This episode should come out a few days beforehand. The email that you'll get will come out like just in time, but the episode's already out there. Maybe I'll change the delivery date of the email. But anyway, I want you guys to track. And I want you guys to report back to me. That sounds weird. Report back to me. I want you to just let me know what you found out about yourself. So it doesn't really matter the calorie count. So are you eating 1,000 or 3,000 calories a day? Well, 1,000 would be really bad. Don't do that. But what are you eating per day? I don't really care. Just track it, put it in a system. Now, I would say it is the year 2024, so let's not use pen and paper. Pen and paper is nice, but some of the thing that you're going to get out of it isn't just what you're eating and wow, look at that quantity, is the fact that the things you're eating aren't delivering to you what you think they are. And that was a big realization for me. So we're going to go into that. Maybe I should go back and watch Central Intelligence. That was a good movie, and that scene right there was pretty damn funny. So anyway, yes, we are here at CrossFit Garage. A little bit about me. I don't ever talk about myself like business-wise, but I have a couple businesses. Some have gone and some have gone up, right? So does that make me a successful entrepreneur? Man, I don't know, but I'm living a pretty dang good life. I'm healthy and fit. We've got capital to do the things we want to do. Not like enough to go buy, fancy cars just for the hell of it, or buy a plane or just trips whenever, but enough to live a lifestyle that I like, and enough desire and family motivation that all of the kids are thinking, hey, I'd like this idea of being an entrepreneur of some type. Great. What does that mean to you? I don't know, but we're living a pretty good life. I'm loving it. I'm meeting great people. I'm taking the time to set my goals. Actually, you guys should have gotten an email the other day. This is my goal sheet, and I used it with my family. Reluctantly, they don't really like the goals as much as I do. But Evie and I sat down. We went and got some coffee. Well, she got coffee. I got decaf tea. And we went through her goals and she wrote some stuff out. And so whether she uses it or not, I mean, whatever. The fact that she did it, and when she's older and she realizes that's important, she's going to go, I did this before with my dad. If you guys want me to help your kids out, if you want me to help you out, man, I am happy to. Sometimes your kids, hearing it from someone that isn't you is what's needed. Okay, so food tracking, it's coming. Just bear with me. I'm going to talk about the Open real quick. Some of you guys have no idea what the Open is. So in a nutshell, CrossFit is a workout methodology. One day, someone came along and said, hey, let's compete next to each other. They started creating standard workouts like Fran, Helen, Diane, and whatever, and said, hey, can I beat you? So this became a competition. There's no better way to push yourself than to go next to somebody else and kind of compete a bit, right? So this is why we put scores into Wodify, not just to track for ourselves, but in addition to help push you a little bit. So like the other day when I was working out next to Nick Lubbers, he was beating me. I thought if I can keep the pace and he takes just a few more rests, I may be able to catch up and maybe pass him, maybe. I don't know. And I think we ended within like 3 burpees of each other. So it was a lot of fun. Anyway, the Open, eventually back in like 2007, they started the CrossFit Games. So they went out to California, invited a bunch of people, they competed, and there was a winner. They still do the games. It's gotten a whole lot more fancy. We used to do, we had an event company, the Garage Games, and we ran our own events and we helped other people run events. And I am evented out. Maybe one day I'll get back into it. Jamie does some events for you guys, which is great. That's all on her and I love it. It lets her express herself and you guys have some fun and I can just not be burnt out from that one. But okay, so the Open, that's the CrossFit Games. Then they came up with the idea that, hey, we should do something to help people get into the games and to make it more open to the community. So on February 29th, for 3 weeks, we will do every Friday a CrossFit Open workout. So now they have a competition called The Open. You can go to CrossFit's, whoops, that's not it. You can go to their, this is course material. Let me find their games, movements. I do want to show you that. Okay. So if you go to games.crossfit.com, you can join and register. I think it's like $20 with tax, maybe like $25 or something. You can get a shirt. And then when we compete and do the workout, you can enter your score into their system, and then one of the coaches will approve it. What it does will then set you up against everyone else in the world. So if you can do workouts RX, this is great. If you're doing them scaled, it's still kind of fun. There's scaled options. So just compete in the scaled division, which is totally fine. But, somebody could obviously not do it RX and go scaled and just crush the crap out of everybody. So it's a little bit like, I don't know, did it? But at least it shows you where you would end up year to year. I'm going to show you my scores. It's kind of fun to look at. In the CrossFit website also, they have got online materials, education that you can take. So I have taken almost all of these classes. I think the best one for you guys, if you're interested, would be this one right here, this level 1 lectures. And hopefully, let's see if I'll remember to put it in the show notes. But it lets you walk through the CrossFit Level 1 lecture notes, and so it gives you an idea of what's coming. We are a host for CrossFit Level 1 and Level 2 seminars. They just only had us host one time. So 1 time is just a data point, 2 times is a line, but 3 becomes a trend, right? So we'll see when we get to 3. They have the Level 1 lecture notes. I'll just open that one for you. They got great information on movements. Of course, the coach does too, but there's a whole bunch of stuff you can go through right here. And sorry, I'm doing this as a podcast and a YouTube video. So if you want to see the pictures, go to YouTube, but I'll describe it enough. You know me, I like to talk. So then the Open, let's go into here. So you can create your own athlete profile. Some of the numbers they want you to put in there, they want you to put in your best stuff. My numbers are from years ago, back in like 2011 when I started adding these details in there. So I don't know if I could actually do some of these things again, like 758 Helen. I seriously doubt I'll ever be able to hit ever again. The 407-pound deadlift. I'm actually not interested in ever doing that again. My back still feels yummy from that, so no. A little bit of tea. So a fun part of it is, let's see, right here. Because I've been doing this for so long, we've got scores going all the way back to 2011 when they opened it up to everybody in the world. They didn't actually record that data, I guess, because you can't go back and data mine this stuff, but they can give you kind of a rough estimate. So in 2011, I was 1,403rd for men. What does that mean? I don't really know, because was there many people competing in it? So sometimes the volume changes. The volume's been pretty consistent these days, but in 2020 or 2012, I was nearly 3,000th place. In 2013, I was 8,000th place, and then it gets worse from there. So in 2014 is really when they exploded this guy, and let's see, I am 13,000th place, and then it goes to 2015. It looks like I don't have details for. I know I did it, but whatever. And then I go to 15,000th place, 17,000, 38,000. Then for whatever reason, I must have switched age groups. Yep, it drops me back down to 21,000th place. In 2020, nearly 10,000th. So look at that, I got a little bit better there for some reason. And then I hover around the 40 to 40,000th place from year to year. But it's kind of fun to go through and look at people and see how they're competing. I did actually make it to regional once. I paid to go to regionals back in like 2012. But now you have to actually, I think it's the rules are 25% will make it to quarterfinals. So in 2022, I did go, and I was, of the 800 guys that competed, I was 714th. So not great, but it was fun. And I had to do all 3 workouts in like 3 hours because I had to go somewhere and my timing was all jacked up. So whatever, I did 3 workouts in 3 hours and suffered for it, but it was still kind of fun. Okay, so that is the Open. Hopefully you guys will get involved with that. If you listened to my last podcast about coaching, that was class coaching. This February, I think it's February 3rd and 24th, I'm coaching the 9 a.m. class, and then I'm going to do a special skills class at 10 a.m. for all you members. And it's free for you guys. If you are an alumni and you want to jump in, that's $50. And if you're out there in the wild and you're like, hey, this sounds like it'd be interesting, this isn't actually for you, but if you really want to jump in, it's $1,000. So this would be something later on. You guys, if you're have never done CrossFit, we'll do a PT session. That's how we'll go for you. But anyway, we're going to cover skills for the Open that are specific to you. So I know Sam wants to do some muscle ups, and Kate is signing up for both days. And I forgot what she said she wanted to do, but we're going to take time to do your stuff. So you're going to use the 9 a.m. class to warm up. Don't actually take the class, just warm up and get yourself ready, because I am not warming you up. It is not a class. It's a coaching session on your specific needs, right? And then, of course, the Open will be coming. We'll be hopefully using some of those skills. Sometimes you just need a little push to get over the top of whatever it is, and that's what I'm going to do for you on that day. So skills would be rope. Well, rope climbing isn't ever in the Open because it's just, it's not. And then, so it could be double unders. It could be pull-ups, kipping pull-ups, bar muscle-ups, ring muscle-ups, handstand push-ups. I mean, if you really wanted to get into something like an Olympic lift, sure, we'll dive into your snatch or clean and jerk. That's not really what it's the day is for. It's a skill. So I'd be asking probably, if you want to do a lift, what is it that you know that's going wrong? Or do you want me to analyze the piece that I think you could, like, I guess what I would say in that is you don't have to be perfect. You need to be fast. So really the skill would be, how do I cycle like a snatch or a clean and jerk quicker? That would probably be the way to go on a skill set. Anyway, so that's for you guys. I'm going to give that to you. It's my desire for those that want the extra coaching to find time where I can really focus and dedicate to you. So it's a limit of 7 people. I'm pretty sure I can handle that. If I can't, we'll find out. You're also going to bring your phone so you can record every movement you do so we can go back and analyze it. And it should only be an hour, but maybe it'll be longer. We're also doing a pickleball, which is coming, but it's really cold right here in Georgia. It did work in the gym, but maybe not as great as we wanted, but it was pretty good. Only 2 people had really played before, and they knew the ball didn't bounce right, but everyone else was like, yeah, it's fine. Okay, so we can also build a CrossFit Garage competition board. So you can see some names already in there right now. You just claim us, CrossFit Garage, as your gym. There are other gyms out there. There's one in Europe called Garage CrossFit. So don't pick that one. I'm in there as Andy McCann, maybe Andrew McCann, but you should be able to find me. Okay. So I did a little Google Brave search. Browser uses a bit of an AI, and I said, hey, what's the value of tracking your food? And it says it provides valuable insight into your eating habits and patterns. Duh. That's exactly what I was going to say, but it said it with better words. You know, I'm not great with my written words. Maybe my verbal words, I don't know, I could be okay. Pause for some tea. and to clear my throat because, Charles, I'm not clearing my throat on the podcast as much, right? Anyway, you are definitely going to learn something. And let me go back for a moment and tell you how stupid I was and how, what's the opposite of humble? Prideful I was. So Levi said, Dad, track food with me back when we went on our Disney trip. I was like, nah, that's for losers. And he's like, I track my food. I'm like, yeah, and you're a loser. No, I didn't say that. I said, I'm not interested. And he said, I promise you'll learn something. And I was like, you know what? My son wants me to do it. I want him to be involved with my son. He leaves for college in like 8 months, right, from now. And then our relationship drops off dramatically because he's off doing his own thing. And that's great, but it does make me sad. I already had 2 go out, and I want to spend time with him. And he said, it's valuable to me. It's important to me. I said, you know what? Because it's important to you, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to tell you guys, this is important to me. And as the guy in your life that's like all about health and fitness that like wants you to succeed for sure, I'm telling you, it's valuable and you should do it. Please humor me and track your food for 2 weeks. Okay. You're going to get a lot out of it. I told him I wouldn't get anything out of it, but I'll do it because I love him. And do it because you love me, right? Randy, I know what you're thinking. That's right, Andy. It is going to be good for you. You're going to learn something. I learned a lot of stuff. I'm going to show you. I was able to actually log into my Net Diary, which he had me use on my phone, and I got it up on the computer. So I can show you some of the stuff actually visually, or I guess auditorily, since some of you guys are looking at this on a podcast. But you want to check it out for a couple things. One is, like I says, these habits. How often am I snacking, right? Damn, I'm snacking a lot. I need to fix that. And then patterns. Man, whenever I snack or when I'm leaving, I go for the fill in the blank, whatever it is. And that is not good. I didn't realize I was drinking like 19 Cokes in a day. So you're going to see that sort of stuff. All right. And because I'm so dyslexic, I had to look up genes versus genes. That's just for you guys. Man, spelling is a problem. And then, so another concept that came up in a podcast I was listening to, becoming a prisoner in your own body. This is a fascinating concept to me because it doesn't really affect me nor it occurred to me. So it's not in my brain to even really consider that some people, like, when people retire, like, I want to retire and be able to do my thing, whatever it is, go on a cruise and do a thing. And a lot of times they can't. They're going to find out that, I didn't do anything for the last 30, 40, 50 years, and now my body really sucks. I can't walk very far without getting tired, so I can't go sightsee. I can't ride that roller coaster because my heart, whatever, right? I'm taking too much medication, so I can't, whatever. I don't have the energy. I am too big. My legs are too weak. My joints are too stiff. I'm too breaky. I'm not bendy enough. Whatever it is, you've become a prisoner inside your own body. You created the jail cell for yourself simply not by doing stuff every day. So this is a value of exercising every day, but for right now, it's the value of understanding what you eat. Because weirdly, if you eat, I think it's something like an extra 100 calories every day for a month, you're going to gain a pound. If you continue to do that forever, every month, you're going to gain weight. So your tendency towards satiating your pie hole is huge, and you need to stop that. And this is one way, track your results. So I was not really interested in losing weight, but many tools are like, hey, do you want to gain, you want to lose? I just want to stay the same. But knowing that I was already at my calorie count for the day, and I'm like, am I hungry? I'm not actually really hungry. Maybe I'm thirsty. Gave me another reason to really think about what are these cues happening to me, all right? So, so actually, this was just interesting stuff on prisoner in your own body. So, I'm not going to go into that one. Let me drop right into, I'm going to look at both my Net Diary and then kind of briefly talk about MyFitnessPal. MyFitnessPal was probably around first and is the biggest, most well-known one. I don't think there's a free version to it anymore, but I think, man, if I were you, you guys can afford to pay for this, and it's going to give you information that you dearly want. So buy this for a month, 2 months, 6 months, whatever. It's going to be worth it. Or you can use the My Net Diary. It's free. It doesn't give you all the access behind the paywall of some other cooler stuff, but it's enough for me. Now, I would like to dial into the fact of how much sugar am I really eating, because if you guys know me, it's been about 11 years since I've intentionally had sugar and sort of grains as well. I do sometimes, well, if I'm going to eat any type of grain, It's when my family or I makes something from the bread bakers, so it's freshly ground and made right then, and I can absolutely 100% assure there is no honey or anything in it. A lot of times bread, they drop honey in it, just give it a little bit of extra yumminess, but I don't want any of that in there. So in those cases, I will take the heel because nobody eats that anyway, and slather a ton of butter on it, and I'll eat a tiny piece. So maybe once a year, I'll have like a heel of homemade bread. So I was curious, how much sugar am I actually eating? And Levi said, well, give me your morning smoothie. I'll put it into mine because I pay for his MyFitness or MyNet diary. And it was like 27 sugar calories throughout the day. Oh, actually, it wasn't for my smoothie. It was the entire day. So he said I came up with 27 carbs and 27 sugar carbs. So bananas, sweet potatoes, and things like that are going to have sugars in them. Almonds have sugars in them. So I'm not against eating those. I just don't like sugar or sweetener. And weirdly, after doing this for so long, many things are too sweet to actually eat. Go back and listen to the podcast. I think it's called On How to Stop Consuming Sugar that I did a while back. It's got a ton of downloads, but it'll probably be worth it. Okay, so MyNet diary. Let me show you what I had done. So this is one of my days. I did tell it I wanted to go from 165 pounds down to 162 pounds because the only thing I could pick was, okay, the least amount was to lose a quarter of a pound over, I guess, each month or something like that. And so it had me drop in weight, but whatever. So my calorie count was 2,202. Weird. Probably better to go talk to Coach Laura and say, what would actually a good calorie count be for me? So it didn't ask enough questions. I didn't think to really get a good number there, but I will say I felt pretty good at this number, so maybe it was right. And you can see, well, some of you can see, there are red days, the green days, and yellow days. So red obviously means I went over, green as I was under, and yellow I was just at. So you can actually dial into, let's see, this is one of the last days I tracked. Let me look at my breakfast. So I clicked on breakfast. Yeah, this is good stuff. And it's going to show me what was in there. So my breakfast smoothie, and it's going to give me a grading like A, B, and C, and D or whatever. So I put butter straight into my smoothie, and it's like, hey, that's bad. I don't think it's bad. It's just a different methodology. Now, you can actually, I think when you pay for these services, you can actually pick I'm like keto, or I'm vegetarian, or I'm a meatitarian, or whatever it is, right? So it'll give you some grading. I don't know if that's really worth it. But what I do find fascinating is to look at what percentages of fats, fibers, like sodium, the macros for like carbs, proteins, and fat, like what's in there, right? So I can look at the smoothie that I've been eating for the last 11-ish years, and it's got 580 calories, 31 of them are carbs, 26 are protein, and 42 are fat. Weirdly, I thought there was more protein in that smoothie. So there's not. Now, if you look at, now that was by grams, right? Yeah. So it didn't actually give it to me on, so grams is going to be different than the actual, percentages of, oh man, I'm losing my words, like the calories that come out of that, right? The percentages are going to look a little bit different. You're going to have to go back and look. Let me see if I can find that chart. Let me pause this. Here you go. This is the one I wanted. So it hates the fact that 146 of my grams came from, what is this one? It's not giving me my names. But I had way too many, percentage-wise, in their opinion, of fats and proteins, and they wanted me to have more carbs. Usually they tell you it's like a 40-30-30 split, but I intentionally eat less carbs, so I couldn't tell it that. So anyway, it gives you some great charts and nutrition breakdowns. Let's see if I can get back to food. Is that where it was? There you go. You can even put in exercise if you want, but it's going to give you a breakdown. The main thing is, you guys never look at this. You put stuff in your pie hole and you have no idea. You look at the label, you read the back of it, and you're like, okay, it says it's got like 19 servings and it's got a little teeny bag. Did you even read that? So every single bite is a serving. That's just dumb. So understand what you're eating. See what you're eating. It's going to provide you with so much value. I promise you. If you do this for 2 weeks and you don't learn something, come tell me, and I will come up with some sort of prize you win. The Andy's a dumbass prize. I don't know. I'll come up with something. I guarantee you, if you do this, you're going to learn something about your eating, and it's going to change what you do for the better. Logging, tracking, and measuring is the way, I know I wouldn't do it forever. I'm just saying do it for 2 weeks. So we're going to do that. Everybody jump on board. If you don't jump on board, I'm going to find you. I'm going to beat you with a wet noodle. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to beat you. I'm pretty small, so it's never going to work. All right. I did want to talk about actually, here are some other things. So I did a search on what are the best apps to use or the most popular or whatever. MyFitnessPal is at the top. Best overall. Okay, great. Best free is called Lose It. Best fully free, whatever, is called Fat Secret. Best for specific diets is the Chronometer. Best for weight loss is Noom. Best for building healthy habits is Lifesum. Best for diet quality is MyNet Diary. Best for being simple is Calorie. So anyway, you can check those out, and it doesn't matter which one you use. Just log it. I promise you that you're going to find something. You're going to learn something about yourself. Let's see. The other thing that this is going to then push us into is grow something. In March 1st, I'm going to have everybody start listening on the board. What do you plan to grow or start? I guess it's got to be some sort of plant or animal, right? That'll be part of, that's it, right? Some sort of plant or animal that you are going to sustain and then eat from. So if you want a chicken, man, I have got chickens. I'm hatching them. I will give you, you need 2 chickens. Don't want 1 chicken by themselves. You don't need much to do a chicken, and you'll have your own eggs. It takes about 6 months for chickens to start laying eggs, and as long as you feed them, keep them safe, you're going to get some eggs. It's going to be great. You will literally have the most organic eggs or whatever type you want. If whatever you feed the chicken, this is the type of egg you're going to get. We free range ours, which means a lot of them die, which is unfortunate. As a matter of fact, I don't know if I've ever really pulled this up for you guys. So if you go to YouTube and you go to, if you search for @AndyMcCann42, or maybe it's just Andy McCann. I don't really know how to search for this thing. You're going to get a whole bunch of stuff on what I'm doing, just things that I'm interested in. I'm a variety poster, and much like this podcast is fitness, food, and finances, which pretty much sums up my entire life. I guess maybe I should put children in there or friendships. I don't know. I should maybe I'll do a podcast on D&D, and you guys can understand what D&D is. So Dungeons and Dragons, you guys should play it. It's fun. So they did it in Stranger Things, and it doesn't make you go to hell for playing like they told you it would in the 80s. But anyway, so I got a YouTube channel with a whole bunch of stuff, and the chickens were the thing that I was going for. You can click on the playlist and then drop into any whatever playlist. So I've got a whole bunch of stuff in there from chickens. I got the growing the next generation. So I'm taking eggs all the way through chicks to, hey, these are hens that are laying again, right? Rental property, Campocoe, solar power, lightning node, which is a Bitcoin thing, summer strength, rental, play, adventure races, farm dog. Yep, we got a big old farm dog. The incubator, chess, Bitcoin, ducks, which I hate. We have ducks still. I hate that. I need to go ahead and process them. Chickens and just stuff that goes along with chickens, running a little tiny farm, entrepreneur, health, homesteading, CrossFit garage, soccer, and some favorites. So a whole bunch of stuff in there you guys are welcome to kind of look at, but I want you guys to grow something of your own, right? I'm not saying do it my way. So I am the chicken guy. Look at that. I got 2 things that are the same, rental property and rental. Those are just usually fix-its. Like I should call it fix-it. But anyway, grow something. So it can be as easy as I went to the Home Depot or whatever sells plants. I think they sell plants, and bought a mint plant, and I put mint into my tea. Therefore, I was responsible for something in my food. It was mint. Great. Kind of a cop-out, but whatever. You did something. If you want to get a pot of tomatoes, or if you want to grow a pot, whatever. If you want to get a pot of tomatoes and then eat one of the tomatoes and be like, boom, I did it. Great. That would be good. Better would be find a section of ground, throw some stuff on it. Actually, talk to Jordan Thomas. He's great at gardening. If you want some help, or I guess Google it. Just throw out a bag, and then, or actually, you know what you can do? You could plant inside the bag. I've seen this. They literally take the bag of potting soil, and they just go like cut, and they put a plant in it. Cut, put a plant in it, and you're just growing it in the garden soil. And you're like, yeah, whatever. It's contained. It's not going to have weeds because it's contained. And maybe they jab a few holes to get water in there, and they just let it grow from there. Great. It's just one season. Grow something. If you want to be a little bit more dynamic, good, better, right? Best would be, let's get a chicken and make your own protein. You can literally eat these things raw. Weirdly, people don't know this, but when a chicken pops out an egg, it's got a coating around it, not a shell. I mean, obviously it has a shell, but it has a membrane around it that makes it airtight. So because of that, you can leave your eggs out on the shelf. Like if you look at any of the old, like Leave It to Beaver, actually, let me see if I can find one of those. All right, I'm too dumb to Google it correctly, so I can't find anything. But if you watch any of the old videos, TV shows, whatever, if they're in black and white, you're usually going to see a bunch of eggs sitting up on the counter, and they're just out. It's because I've got this coating on it, and they can last for like 3 months, as long as you don't like mess up that coating. The bad part about it is chickens aren't really all that clean. So Jordan told me this word. I'm going to mess it up. Cloaca. So a chicken has a cloaca, which is one hole for both bathroom types and the egg, which means the egg sometimes gets poop on it. And sometimes they lay the egg where they go poop as well. So it's just kind of weird. But when you go to the store and you get an egg, they've cleaned it because people don't want to see poop on their eggs. And when they clean it, they take that coating off and they've got to refrigerate them and they won't last for that long. So with a chicken in your house, please do not put them in your house, but with a chicken at your home, you could get, with 2 chickens, you're going to get maybe like an egg and a half a day. So 1.5 eggs every day, and they'll lay for 2 years. And then when they're done laying, you can eat the chicken, I guess, as long as you don't name it. And, it's the circle of life or something. So anyway, be part of your food, track your food, register for the Open, learn some skills. Let me coach you in some advanced techniques on those 2 Saturdays. Guys, hope this has helped. Hope it's been fun. Hope I'm helping you to lay a firm foundation in fitness, food, and finances so you can be a happy, humble, helpful person now with being healthy and fit now, as well as in your 90s. All right, guys, take care. If you need me, I'm here for you.